So a Bristol project that gives food to people who are homeless has been given a £100,000 grant. The cash from the National Lottery has been awarded to mark National Loneliness Week. It's going to be spent by Caring in Bristol on its scheme that's called Cheers Drive. To explain more, here's Ben Richardson, Director of Caring in Bristol. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, Emma. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really chuffed for you. Tell us about the Cheers Drive scheme.
Yeah, so the Cheers Drive scheme is a huge response that Caring in Bristol has put together in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. I think your probably viewers will be, your listeners will be aware that we've had to move a lot of people that were homeless on our streets into hotels.
Yep.
Into other accommodation where they can safely self-isolate during this crisis. And what we were struck with really immediately there's a huge gap in terms of feeding people. So Caring in Bristol, along with a whole bunch of local food businesses, put together the Cheers Drive project using loads of volunteers to deliver 3 nutritious meals a day out to where people actually need them. And we're still delivering, about 400 meals, 400 meal packs a day, it's about 1,200 meals, that are going to a variety of different kind of hotel spaces, B&B accommodation, and some still on the streets, as there are a few people still kind of out there. So it's been a huge community effort. We've got, a lot of volunteer chefs involved, a lot of volunteer delivery drivers, and the support from the National Lottery Community Foundation has been critical in ensuring that we can continue this work. It's much needed. And
because the thing is, whilst you've been doing all of this as a charitable organisation, it's been really hard to concentrate on doing any fundraising because normal ways of raising money have been curtailed because of the pandemic. So the timing of this is good, isn't it?
Absolutely right. And I must say though that on that Bristolians have been incredibly generous. They've kind of reached out. And people right at the start of the pandemic kind of were getting in touch with us and looking at our campaigns and kind of giving to us in sort of record amounts really at that time of the year. I think lots of charities that we work with are kind of struggling, and we are too.
Yeah.
There is some real generosity out there, and Bristol is a giving city, and we're really appreciative of that.
We know that, yeah. What kind of response do you get from the people that you're doing the food deliveries to? I mean, people automatically assume if someone is homeless, what they need most of all is a roof over their head, but it's so much more than that. It's not as simple as just putting a roof over someone's head. So to have that guaranteed 3 meals a day and for them to be nutritious and reliable and to be delivered with love, what kind of response have you had?
Yeah, it's been obviously really, really positive. I think there's been a lot of kind of effort to sort of meet people's needs, and various dietary requirements, and to mark certain religious festivals, etc., etc. And that puts a lot of effort on sort of coordination. But I think the people that have been sort of moved into these spaces have, by and large, been incredibly grateful. It allows them to stay indoors and to sort of self-isolate, and particularly in the sort of the harder lockdown, it kind of made a critical difference where simply you could not source food. I'm sure you remember the periods where the supermarket shelves were empty. We're still sort of going through that. Where we really want to take the project with the support of the National Lottery Community Foundation is that we're not going to drop this support as soon as people move kind of out of hotels. We're working with the council to ensure that everyone is moving into a more secure form of accommodation. And at that point, we really want to make sure that people continue to hear from us, continue to get support as they transition into more independent spaces.
Ben, thank you. Thank you for the update. Ben Richardson, Director of Caring in Bristol, updating us on the Cheers Drive scheme. They've been providing 3 meals a day for people who are homeless and have been moved into accommodation. The project has received £100,000 from the National Lottery. Three.